leave it like that, even though it's gonna kill me a little bit inside. It's not been a priority, and it has to be. Hey guys, it is Tuesday, January 16th. It's already after school, and I am wearing workout gear right now because I had practice. So my district does this really cool thing where every year all the schools get together and they have a tournament. So the sport varies from year to year. So this year is mush ball, I think that's what it's called. It's kind of like baseball or softball, just with a bigger ball, and you don't need gloves to play. So that's what we're doing. We had our first game last week on Thursday, and we won 28-6. Our team is actually not that good, but we're trying. So I just came back from our practice there. We just practice batting, practice catching, which I'm not really good at. I'm not really good at batting either, but catching just scares me a little bit more than usual because I'm scared it's gonna hit me in the face. When I was batting, the ball was actually really hard because it was newer. So when I bat, I guess the impact kind of like dug the bat into my like forearm, and now it really hurts. So there's that. But other than that, it was really, really fun. I really enjoy it, even though I'm not very good at it. It's kind of fun to just be there and do stuff. So yesterday was Martin Luther King Day, so we didn't have school, but I did work at the daycare like I usually do when we don't have school here. But I feel like this weekend was a very productive weekend. I did a lot. I started coming up with math centers that I want to implement, made copies and stuff like that. I don't know, like it was just a productive weekend. Yesterday when I got out of work, I went ahead and started planning, and I did switch out my lesson planning template. Before, I just had like a running table basically of my schedule. So I decided to go back to the way I used to plan for student teaching. This was a way that my cooperating teacher planned, so that's why I planned this way then. So it's kind of similar, but not at the same time. So let me show you what it used to look like before, and I'll show you what it looks like now. So this is the way I used to plan, and as you can see, I think it looks really great. It looks super organized, and everything's just so clean, and I can see exactly what I'm doing from day to day. So it's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and so on and so forth. And like on the weekends, I just have standards that we're focusing on for the week, as well as sight words, additional standards, and stuff like that. So that's the way I used to do it in August. It's still a very similar format, but a little bit different as well. So this is what I have so far. So if you see the lines that go straight across are just things that we do every single day. That way I don't have to write it over and over and over again for every day. So that's what it looks like. I have my days, my standards or corresponding standards. At the end, gray ones are just for when we are not really focusing on a specific standard. So like when we're in music or we're having snack. I really enjoy this format. I just feel like everything's there. So I saved this as a PDF, and I sent this to my principal and assistant principal because we are required to turn in lesson plans for the week. So I hope it's easy for them to understand. I mean, they did compliment me on it, so I don't know, but I really like how this looks so far. It did take me a long time to create this template, and because I shared this format on my Instagram story yesterday, a lot of you were asking me like, oh, like where'd you get that from? Did you get it from Teachers with Teachers? Can I have a link to that? Or some of you were asking for me to share this format with you, which I'd be totally happy to. However, this is not an easily editable format because I don't know how to explain it. It's just too many boxes that were like aligned together. I don't know, just a lot went into it. So I will try to figure out a way to make it editable, and I'll put it on my TPT store. I actually don't have a lot of TPT products because they take forever to make, and I don't really have the time for that. But until that happens, I was thinking that maybe I can post a video making a format like this step by step where you guys can follow along. I made this on PowerPoint, so maybe you'd be interested in that, and that way you can personalize it more towards what you need, and that way you're not stuck with whatever I create. So I'll try to do that, maybe not this weekend because I'm very busy this weekend, but maybe the weekend after I'll try to sit down and film a video like that. Some of you were also asking what kind of planner I have. I just have like one of the happy planners, I think it's called. Yeah, it's a happy planner from Create 365 from Michaels. I bought this at the beginning of the year. I'm not a huge fan of what it looks like now, to be honest, but it works really well. This is actually what my mentor teacher used also. So if you're watching, hi, I miss you guys because I know sometimes she watches my videos. But I bought this template from Learning in Wonderland. I just hole punched it to fit in my planner. So what I did was I took a page out from the happy planner, and it's super easy to take them out. You just do this, and I aligned the papers like this, and I made dots where a hole should be, and I just took one of those like hand hole punchers and punched a hole where the marks were, and I just stuck it back in because I know they make special hole punchers for the happy planner, but they're like $20 something, and I don't really want to spend that money right now, so I figured I can just do the same thing with a regular hole puncher. I had to link this below. I'll try to remember. I'm so bad at linking things down below. So like I said earlier, I am trying to do math centers, so I introduced a few new ones today. I'm not really sure exactly how I'm gonna manage them. I think as of now, before I figure out like ability grouping, I'm just gonna have them do centers at their tables and then just rotate them out. Today we had like a little bit of a math talk. I don't really know if that's what you would call it, but one of our standards, let me see, is to independently write and make a model of numbers greater than 50 in different ways. So we're like slowly building up to that because over break we forgot a lot. So I gave my kiddos some 10 frames from the Carson DeLosa 10 frames that came in the kindergarten crate box, and then I also gave them a handful of counters. So I told them, you know, like, okay, like make a group of 10, and of course because they had 3 10 frames as a group, each of them could make a 10 frame or fill a 10 frame, and then we went ahead and build 17. So then that way they needed like, they couldn't both make 17, so they have to figure out a way to work together to make 17. And lastly we made 29. And it was so fun to see the different ways my students went about it. So after everybody made their model, we went ahead and we went around every table. Each pair would talk us through their thinking process and how they went about it. What's great about that is that sometimes kids would run into problems, like they accidentally filled 3 10 frames when they needed to fill 2, and then one was supposed to be like 9 or something like that. And they told us like, yeah, at first we had a problem and we had this, and then we fixed it like this. And it was just really, really great to see. This week I also want to start sending these home again. So these I got on Teachers Pay Teachers. So I sent one home today, and I want to send at least 3 each week. I sent one home today because one of my students was finally confident enough in themselves to do a journal entry all by themselves, because usually the student sits by me, we sound things out together, and so on and so forth. But today the student was able to do it completely on their own, and it was some awesome writing. So I thought it was very deserving of one of these. Just a little shout out, you know. I also bought this over the weekend. So I do Write Through Room for one of my literacy centers, and I have a bundle. I forgot where it's from. So we just have cards like this, and before I was just storing them in my filing cabinet, and I was trying to like build files for each letter, but honestly that's not really working out for me. So I just decided to get one of these like index card holders with these dividers, and that's how I'm going to store them. I think it just works so much better for me. So our PTO was awesome, and they gave us some money to spend for a classroom, and I ended up buying some of these. They're seat cover pockets or whatever. I think a while ago I found them at Dollar Tree, and I posted a picture about that on my Instagram story, and I asked if I should get them. Some of you said yes, some of you said no. So I decided to just go ahead and get them with that money, and it came in a set of 34 or 36, so it's like more than enough. They seem to be like good quality. Obviously they're not super heavy duty, but we'd only have 2 journals and a whiteboard on inside of them. This is essentially a sit-down video, so I apologize. Okay, so I also posted about this on my Instagram story yesterday. So I have these cards. These are, what are they called? But essentially each student's gonna get one. So I'll use this for like almost like in like informal assessments. I don't know, just a quick check for understanding. Each student gets a card. All the cards are different, as you can see, and I went ahead and color coded the letters, so it's A, B, C, D, because some of you suggested that, and I also did not laminate that because some of you said that the glare is really hard to work with. So how I'm going to use them is during my phonics. At least I'm going to try it out with phonics first. So tomorrow for our phonics lesson, I think it's tomorrow, if not the next day, I ask kids to count words in each sentence or in a given sentence. So I'm going to go ahead and say the sentence out loud. They will count, and then I'll have like an answer key on the board, so the pink one's going to tell me like 3, and so on and so forth. So let's say I say the apple is red, so the apple is red, so that's 4, and let's say 4 was B. They'll make sure that B is facing up, and then what I'll do is with the app, I'll just get my phone and scan the room, and because each student has their own individual card, it will recognize their answer and save it under their profile, whether they got it right or wrong, and it'll save what they answered as well. So I think it's really cool. I learned about this in my new teacher induction, but I haven't used it, so I'm hoping it'll work well in kindergarten. I actually have to add someone else to my roster because I'm getting a new student tomorrow. But yeah, I'm really excited to try this. I'm kind of nervous, but I think it'll be really fun. So back in December, we got notice that the kindergarten team had some money to spend, which is always great, and it was money to spend in Office Max. So I went ahead and bought some things that I really needed for my classroom, and to my surprise, I got more than I had actually asked for. So I'm really excited, and I'll show you guys that. So the first thing I got was some binding combs, and I had originally asked for one because I thought that's all I had money for. But I remember from student teaching that Office Depot has like deals with school where things are cheaper than they are posted online, so I think that's what happened. So I actually got 2. I think I have some already stored somewhere, but they are packs of 50, and then we'll use these for like the end of the year portfolio for each student, as well as some readers that I bought on Teachers by Teachers. Yesterday I bought some nonfiction readers from Tara West, and they're all leveled, so I want to print them out and laminate them and then bind them so I can use them year after year. Next, of course, I got some Astrobites paper, and again, I thought I only had enough money for 1, but I ended up getting 2. And then I got some like long construction paper. I have a ton of short construction paper now thanks to the generous donations from parents to our classroom, but I was either running low on some colors or I had just run out of colors. So I bought some in green because I will use these next year for our color books. And I have 2 yellows, 2 blacks, and 1 orange. And then lastly, I got chart paper. The one that I currently have was given to me by my cooperating teacher from student teaching. I think we met up in the summer, and she gave me a big like chart paper pad and as well as a shorter one. So I bought 2. So I bought 2 of the short one. We use this for like anchor charts, which reminds me I have to make an anchor chart right now. And then I bought one of the bigger ones, which is great. The bigger one comes with 25 pages, and the little one comes with also 25 pages. So yeah, that's what I have. So now I have to go ahead and put them all away, which I don't really know where I'm going to store them, but I guess I'll just shove them in here, maybe. It is Wednesday after school. I've gone to 2 meetings already, and I've got some things done. So I have that bulletin board up. It doesn't look like I thought it was gonna look, but it's fine. It's up. And then I got a new center set up for tomorrow. So it's just my updated beat the timer. It used to be this one, but we're way past beginning sounds. So we are gonna just do CVC words to scramble them. So it's just short A CVC words. I made these, however, I mean, it's just gonna be like I mean, it's just me, it really doesn't matter, but I don't like the way these are cut. Again, like, it still does what it does. I'm not gonna, part of me wanted to remake them, but it's fine, it'll work. It's funny because the meeting that I had right now was a new teacher meeting. We have those once every month, and this one was about time management, not only in the classroom but outside of the classroom as well. So they were talking about how you don't have to use the prettiest resources if you have like a normal looking one. So that's exactly what it is. So that's exactly what this is. It doesn't look the prettiest, but it works the same way as it would as if it was perfectly cut. So I'm just gonna leave it like that, even though it's gonna kill me a little bit inside. Today I had a new student. It's just interesting to kind of try to get them caught up with routines and stuff like that. Finding it a little bit difficult to get to this student caught up with the routines, not so much academics but routines, because there's just so much going on that I want to help her, but I don't know the best way to. So I'm going to go ahead and think about that when I go home. What is the best way to help this student learn routines quick and efficiently? So right now I'm just taking names off of my literacy station. Today I didn't have any parent volunteers. I had actually canceled one parent volunteer because I had only enough work for one parent volunteer to do, and then the other parent volunteer ended up not being able to come in because their kid was sick. So yeah, I wasn't able to get as much done as I wanted in regards to small groups, but we got some other stuff done. I have a little bit of a headache, and I think it's because I have to eat, so I'm gonna go ahead and get a snack right now because yeah, this is actually the last snack I have in my lunchbox, so that means I probably have to leave soon. I was reflecting back on just teaching in general and how I think I'm managing, and I feel like I'm doing okay. I feel like I can do more, and I'm definitely going to try to be better. Of course, I always want to improve, but one thing I have noticed is that my well-being has not been a priority, and it has to be. So by that I mean that I am not eating regularly and I'm not eating enough, and it's not because I don't want to or anything like that. It's just because I literally get so hyper focused on whatever I'm doing and I want to get that done that eating is like, oh, I'll just do that when I'm done. I end up taking like an hour or two or more to finish whatever I'm doing. So by the time I'm done, I have a headache because I haven't eaten. So I'm trying to be better about that. So today I packed a few snacks. So this is my last one, like I said, so that means I have to get going pretty soon. Another thing that was talked about in teacher training is things that you can do to get more time back. And I've talked about this in some of my vlogs. So my school is awesome in the way that they have people making copies for us if we need them. So all we have to do is request it, and they're usually done within the same day. So I should really take more advantage of that. I have been making my own copies. Like, I think there was only like a week in the entire semester that I've taught that I was ahead by like 3 weeks. I had all my copies made and it was awesome. However, that hasn't been the case, and I think it kind of started going downhill a little bit after Halloween, or like around Halloween time, because that's when more holidays were coming up. There was a lot more going on in the classroom, and so I want to start getting back on top of things when it comes to making copies. So I'm going to go ahead and go home and print all the copies or the masters that I need for next week and the week after that, and go ahead and submit them for copies tomorrow. That reminds me, I have to go pick up some lamination that I requested, so I'll be right back. So I don't think my lamination was ready, so I'll just check back tomorrow. It was like 40 pages, so I don't mind. I don't need them until next week anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just clean up, and then I'm gonna film one video that I wanna film about my updated listening center. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna head out. So I will talk to you guys in the next vlog. And I think because I didn't vlog much, I'm gonna go ahead and combine yesterday and today. That way it's a little bit longer. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.